Turning to the wider Gulf region, heavy thunderstorms and rainfall resulted in severe floods this week. The freak weather began in Oman on Sunday with high winds and heavy rains, killing 19 people there. In the UAE, a 70-year-old man was killed when his vehicle was swept away by flood water. Heavy thunderstorms dumped over a year and a half's worth of rain on Dubai, shutting major highways and the city's international airport. And let's cross over to Dubai, where our correspondent Bastien Bourri is standing by. Bastien, what's the situation there?
Well, the reason I'm talking to you from my living room is that the roads to the studio are impassable. You've seen those images of flying sofas and planes rolling through 3 feet of water. The most affected regions in the UAE, as you said, actually got 200 millimeters of rain in just 12 hours, while on average the country gets 100 millimeter in a year. And most of the country is affected. As you said, one Emirati man died, 18 people died in Oman, mostly school children. There were countless emergency calls for collapsed roofs, flooded cellars, power cuts, and it appears that the biggest damage was mostly on recent houses, recently built villas that are not equipped with waterproofing systems. The real estate brokers deeming this equipment pretty much unnecessary and leaving it up to the new owners to decide whether or not to do additional work. Yet many residents choose not to do so, and here's the result.
And Bastien, we're seeing those very frightening images there on our screens of that flooding. Is this a common phenomenon for the Gulf?
Yes and no. This country receives a little rain naturally every year, but there's also something called rain enhancement here. It's a technique that was developed in the 90s in the UAE in collaboration with NASA. And the idea is pretty simple. It's a way of extracting more rain from a cloud. So when the rain, especially in an arid country, so when the rain starts to fall, planes and drones take off, fly through the clouds and throw salt particles and electric charges, which literally creates rain or increases the phenomenon if it's already happening. And that's what happened yesterday. There are about 200 of these cloud seeding missions per year in the UAE, and the damage on the ground caused by these enhanced rains are not always covered by insurance companies here. Policyholders must make sure that the clause is added when they sign their contracts.
One would think that's not such bad news for an arid country.
True. I mean, the Middle East is one of the most vulnerable regions to climate change because of water scarcity and faster than average temperature increases. And at around 550 liters per day, the UAE's per person water consumption is well above the world average of about 200 liters. So yes, this country will become increasingly water stressed and has to consider new ways of securing supplies that would not cause, of course, environmental harm to Gulf waters.